14 WILI and 95.3 FM presents Hometown Threads, a closer look at our community and the people that make it go. Every week, you'll hear uplifting stories from our local businesses and our neighbors. Now, here's our host for Hometown Threads, Keith C. Rice.
Welcome into episode 58 of Hometown Threads on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM. Keith C. Rice back in here. Hometown Threads, of course, comes your way every Tuesday from 5:05 to 5:30 on WILI, and you can watch it anytime you want when it gets up on Willimantic Today Facebook. Also, I feel like we have more and more options on how to watch the show. WILI YouTube page. That's WILI Radio. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe to our YouTube channel page. And, Spectrum 192 as well. So you can listen to it Tuesdays at 5:05. It airs first on the radio, and then it's all over social media. And, of course, big thanks to our sponsor, Liberty Bank. Be community kind, with 3 great local locations. Of course, West Main Street. My lovely wife's the manager of that branch, right by Ocean State Job Lot, 1703 West Main Street, Willimantic. And then, of course, we have Angela Smart across the street at Liberty Bank, right across the street from the station. And then Route 195 in Mansfield, Liberty Bank. Be community kind. J. Matt Rupar, if you wouldn't mind, say hello to the fine folks.
Hello.
And here we go, episode number 58. And we got some legends in here. We got some legends. Paul and Deb Bertora, I can't believe I'm about to say this, formerly owners of Dairy Queen, the former owners of Dairy Queen are in the house. And before we welcome in, by the way, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And we go way back with DQ, especially if you're born and raised here in Eastern Connecticut and Willimantic. And the reason why I see this is a big deal is because I'd say it was a couple weeks ago. I'm doing my trolley trivia thing, which I do every Thursday night. A little shameless plug there. Trolley trivia, trolley pub, Main Street, Willimantic. And Paul comes up to me, I shake his hand, I go, "Hey, it's Mr. Dairy Queen." And he cuts me off. He goes, "Not as of 1:30 today." And I'm like, "Whoa, this happened today?" So at that day, a couple of weeks ago, on a Thursday,
it was Thursday.
You guys dropped the keys into to the hands of the new owners. And, well, welcome in. And how you feeling about that right now?
We're good. I'm good. It was a long run. I've been there a long time. Deb's been there 16 years by me and took up, for me, it was most of my life, so that's what we do. That's what we did. But at this point, time to slow down, look around, and see what else is out there.
Well, we'll go way back and go get the backstory of. Are both of you from Willimantic?
Yeah, I grew up in Willimantic.
I grew up in Mansfield.
Okay, so we're all local here. Before we get into the backstory of both of you guys, tell us about. What led to this decision? Were you guys thinking about this over the past few years? When to hang it up? It's this time of year where Dairy Queen opens, and we're used to seeing both your faces behind the counter. Tell us what led to this decision.
Personally, I thought I'd do from today it would be another 3 years. I thought I'd go till I was 67 years old, and I had no problem. I think COVID changed the whole, the whole restaurant business changed. Dairy Queen changed. This store, one of the hardest to run during COVID because we don't have a drive-through, which if you have a drive-through, the world is happy. And it changed from there. The help situation changed, the whole environment. And, you get to a point where you want to go to work and enjoy it, which I always did. But in and around COVID time, things started to slide, and we took a good hard look, and I would say it was 2022 that summer we started
kicking the tires and just kicking the tires and contemplating.
Yeah, we just kind of put word out that we think we're going to sell it, and it went out. It had talked to a few different people, and eventually somebody we worked with for a while, and they taken it over. They're still doing well. So,
COVID affected a lot of people, and it not just back 3 or 4 years ago, but it's still affecting people. And no matter if it's a business or just people in general. But one thing you mentioned, the drive-through thing. I always wondered why Willimantic never ended up getting a drive-through. Can you talk a little about that?
It won't fit on that corner. And honestly, I've had people from Dairy Queen walk in and say, "How come you don't have a drive-through?" And I'm like, "It doesn't fit." And I'm like, "Of course it fits." And they've done like Google Earth, from Minneapolis, and then like, oh yeah, we just it doesn't fit, and they'll tell you, they're sitting in Minneapolis telling me it doesn't fit my parking lot. You just go, yeah, I kind of know that, and then even if you could put it in the lot, then you have to figure out how you're going to stack cars, and can't block the roads.
That is kind of a small lot.
Yeah, it's so in my world it was always like the traditional Dairy Queen though, because that's how they started. Walk-up stores, 2 windows, and that's how I started. It was 2 windows, little walk-up store, and over the years we just keep remodeling and changing a little bit here and there. But
Over the years, did you guys just get tired of seeing blizzards every day, or did you find yourself? Oh, I'm gonna have the candy cane blizzard. That was my favorite. The candy cane blizzard, by the way.
well, yeah, that would
You're
be
around it every day. How do you get tired?
that's when we're there. We eat more ice cream in the winter than ever in the summer. It's when you handle it every day.
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
kind of go, yeah, that's okay.
Or you're home and you're relaxed for the night, and you're like, oh, I would love
Or
a
you-
blizzard right
I
now.
don't blame you.
Yeah.
Or you take 2 bites of a mistake and that's it. You're done. Just yeah. Working with it every day. Not a big ice cream eater. People go, oh, you must eat it. I'm like,
You
no,
must get that
just-
all the time. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, no,
Probably a lot of the same questions.
No. That's what people's perspective. People have an idea of what we do and how we do it, and it's some of it might be right, and some of it's so far right. People would come up. So you're heading to Florida now to run your other store, and I'm like,
Is that what they're saying?
oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
we've heard that many times, and that's just their perception is you're done here, so you must go somewhere else and sell ice cream, and I'm like, no.
Well, that's a good question. Then let's let Deb. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but what are the plans now that Dairy Queen is in the past? Have you guys talked about what you want to do, or you want? I mean,
I think we're gonna we'll take this year off and do some traveling. We also have 7 grandkids.
Ooh,
Yes,
very nice.
so it'll be wonderful to spend some time with them, which it was really hard in the springtime. We were always, at the store, so it'll be good to just have the freedom to enjoy the summer.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and even spring, flowers are coming up, and we've always, just been at work and not been able to enjoy that. So a lot of things that we've missed over the years will be nice to enjoy them.
It's great. You guys always hired a young staff.
Yeah.
And now, well, you won't be hiring the grandkids. You'll be spending time with them. But was that if COVID didn't happen, were you thinking about, the grandkids? It's
No.
always like a good first job, right?
No, my son worked for me when he was in high school. Deb's daughter worked for us
yeah.
when she was in high school, but they got other careers, so there was not a big chance of passing it on. And the grandkids are 3 and 4 years old.
Oh, okay.
2 years.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of
You
years.
don't hire that young,
They're
right?
If I'm still around when they're 16 and 18 and 20 years old, and if I was still running the store, that'd be a stretch.
So you
So-
think you guys going to stay in the area, or?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
or-
absolutely.
I know you mentioned the whole Florida thing. I don't know if you're trying to
No,
slide us
no,
anything.
I'm not.
No.
And that's we've done the Disney thing, and that's our Florida. I mean,
Yeah.
people just have this thing that we go to Florida, and I'm not a Florida guy.
Yeah.
So I like the warm air, but not.
All right, now let's talk about, as I do a lot of my guests, growing up around here. Deb, you said you're from Mansfield. Paul's from Willimantic. Tell us about growing up in Mansfield in the area here. Where'd you go to school?
E.O. Smith.
Okay, E.O. Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And where'd you go? Did you go to college?
Just for a year. I took a year, and then Manchester Community College, and then I ended up getting a full-time job at Wyndham Hospital, so I worked there for a while, and then after that I was a stay-at-home mom, and then it was Dairy Queen.
That's how you guys crossed paths, Dairy Queen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And tell us about growing up.
Forever. Local schools.
Natural?
No, St. Mary's.
Oh, St. Mary's,
Yeah,
right?
I did my 9 years at St. Mary's.
All right, 9 years.
Well, I had kindergarten.
That's what you did. See, good for you. You stuck through all of it.
Oh, yeah.
I bailed after grade 6. I went to
Guessing
Creighton.
that wasn't your decision, but
I begged my parents to do a career, but I love St. Mary's.
yeah, St. Mary's and then Wyndham, and that's it for my. But actually, I lived on Pleasant Street, and probably the connection to Dairy Queen, I could walk to work. So when I was 16, I got a job there. I used to deliver papers in town when I was 12 and 13.
Paperboy Chronicle.
Oh yeah,
I had that too.
yeah. Did that. You could literally deliver papers on people's porches without people chasing you.
Chronicle and Dairy Queen were both great jobs to have at such a young age.
Yep.
So that leads me to my next question. You said you started working there when you were 16, Dairy Queen. So tell us how that. And you never left ever since the age of 16, or what?
No, I like the corner. No, I started 16. It's true. It's a good corner.
Wait a minute, Dairy Queen's not on a corner. I know. I'm kidding.
It is.
I know. What you mean.
So
Well, it kind of is. Yeah, it is on.
16, and the guy I was working for was looking to get another store, and he almost bought the Pawcatuck store. There used to be a store in Vernon he almost bought, but there were all kinds of glitches with people selling. They had back taxes to pay.
Wait, let's go back to 16. You started working there when you were 16, and you never left, huh? You just... So for years, when did you become like manager or owner?
Well, probably 18, 19. I was probably 19 years old. Like I said, he was looking for another store.
Wow.
And he was going to have me run it. And they all kind of blew up on him. And at some point, early 20s probably, he leased me this store.
So you were in your early 20s?
Yeah.
And you were like taking on ownership?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
pretty good.
Yeah, it's he was around, and then he bought a store in Enfield. After a couple of years of me running the store here, and you're turning it. It was a good gig because you go in March or late February and you get out early November. And you get the rest of the time to yourself. I always said it's like running a marathon. Mm-hmm. You just get into it and you just keep going till you find the end.
It's almost like the length of the baseball season, if you think about it.
Yeah, but we do, it's 7 days a week for a very long stretch. So and when I was young, it didn't matter. It was good. But as you get older, the 65 and 75 hour weeks
start taking a toll.
Endless, just like, it's not like next week's going to be easier. So you just, So.
Paul and Deborah Torah are with us here, episode 58 of Hometown Threads on 14 WILI, 95.3 FM, Willimantic Today Facebook, Spectrum 192, WILI YouTube, WILI Radio YouTube page. I'm trying to whip through that fast. And it's all brought to you by Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind. So you mentioned it is like a marathon for you guys. Let's talk about that because it was actually recently on Willimantic Today where you can watch Hometown Threads. I think it was probably around the time I saw you at Trolley Pub. It was probably a few days after that. Jay, Matt, Rupar, and I, you guys are aware of it, the big conversation about Dairy Queen on Willimantic Today. And I want to say, and I could be wrong, that our good friend Matt Vertifay, who I think he simply put up a post, hey, Dairy Queen open soon. And I want to say that's where it started because after that, all hell broke loose on that page. And people go, it's a big deal when Dairy Queen opens. I think that's what it's centered around. But for a good, Matt, what would you say? It was like a 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
People they even changed the profile picture of Willimantic Today to Dairy Queen, and it just people were mentioning it just took off. Everyone was saying when's Dairy Queen opening. Every conversation for like 2 to 3 weeks was about Dairy Queen. So you must have heard something about that.
I've heard about it. Don't do we really not on social media too much with between the kids and your employees and whatever. The last thing I want to do is be sitting there chasing people through whenever. So that's social media is not a big thing in our lives, but I've heard about it.
Positive reference. It was all positive references.
And for the new owners, Harry's I'm running the store. He actually worked for me last year. Mm-hmm. I called it like a.
Oh, so you knew the new owners?
We've been working with them for or trying to cut a deal for a good part of a year, and Harry came in and worked with us last year, so he has some tread going into this and has some idea of where he's going and how he wants to do it. But for them it's a good thing. For us it's kind of funny, but every year I always get I go out to dinner or whatever, and people bump into you in February, like, when are you opening? That would be my brother. I have a brother-in-law he'd be like, if anybody else asks you that while I'm sitting here today, I'm gonna get up and leave because and I get it. That's what we do.
We're gonna start keeping a tally on how many.
Or it could turn into a drinking game. Every time they ask us when we're opening.
Take a drink. Yeah, well. the water's good. It's because they ask a lot. So but it's what we do, and it's nice that people like us, and that's what we'll miss. We'll miss the fun times there with the people that they're all. We have people that come every day, and whatever. We'll miss that part.
You guys will always be associated with Dairy Queen. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, it's well for me. It's been my life. So, and Deb
Yeah,
also.
long
We
time.
when you do it 16 years, pretty steady. It's what we do.
And you've had so much help over the years. Is
Yep.
there Deb's or Paul's or some names you guys want to mention? I mean, I remember walking up to get an ice cream on a regular basis, and I said, "Wow, I recognize that person." There were so many. As I said, it was mostly it was like a great first job. I mean, if you guys can think of people off the top of your head, you want to mention some people?
There's a lot there. I mean, for me, it goes back.
Yeah, you've
I
grown,
used to work by not by myself, but run the store on my own.
You did that for a bunch of
and there,
years.
there's the Suzannes and Debbies and the Emilys and the Sarahs, and a lot of them are local. Some of them are college, Eastern
Keys.
students. Sorry, and Kate.
It must have got
Okay.
tough to keep track of everyone. You had a huge staff.
Well, some years it varied, but you always had at least 12, sometimes up to 18, 19, depending on who wants to work, how much, and
And the
whatever.
faces, I'm assuming, changed every year because it always seemed like people, well, not every year, but
Yeah, no,
it seemed like there were new faces.
I've had employees that have worked 6, 7 years, 7 seasons. The local kids, they go to college local, so it becomes a nice. And if they like it, it's good. And there's I've had people that I've hired, Kate and can't think of the other person's name. I can picture.
There's so many
And
names.
but their kids have worked for me. They worked for me when they were in school. They had kids. Their kids grew up and ended up working for us, which is nice. It says a lot to to me at least, that they liked what we were doing or how we did it.
And I'm sure a lot of these people come back and visit you throughout, and,
You bump into them. It's
Yeah.
nice to see them and
Yeah.
see most of them are doing very well, and and good memories.
And nice message you guys put up on the marquee there. I don't know if it's still up there, but thank you for all the memories, Deb and Paul, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
And well, Deb, is he a tough boss? I mean, not for, just tell us a little about Paul, the boss. I mean, you guys have any stories you could share? Some memories. I know there's the baseball team that Dairy Queen always sponsored
We
for the
always had a
Willimantic
Willimantic,
Little League.
yep,
Yeah,
Willimantic
that
Little
would be
League.
nice.
We've done that since I think '72.
Are they still a sponsor?
Yeah, still sponsor a team. Well, I did. They'll have that opportunity. I hope they do.
Yeah, that would be good if they
It's
that.
and when they had a running club in town, they used to do the kids run.
Oh, really?
Club we used to sponsor. They get ribbons, come for free ice cream after their run. You try to keep the kids and the families, working towards our store, coming in and enjoying it, because it's a family, and kids are good.
And you guys were always a loyal advertiser here on WILI. In fact, one thing we talked about before the mics and cameras went on is that commercial that was voiced by, we can all picture it in our head, my
Yeah.
brother Chris and my cousin Vicky. I think I got the two people right. I can picture it. The lights are on. Yeah, now I'm just drawing a blank. But do you remember what?
It was a hey look,
the lights
the
are
lights
on.
are on, and David and Donna Evans, they were our salesmen or my salesmen for over the years, and they March 1st, March whatever, that thing would come on for 2-3 weeks, and everybody would be just, the lights are on, and the kid, and then, I don't know, years go by, and it's like, we're playing that girl's in college now.
Yes.
Yeah, we're playing that, she has kids now, we're going to redo the ad with their
And
kids.
it was so old, you could hear the audio in the trailer. The lights are on.
No, and I
It
just
was a
think,
famous commercial,
yeah, for what we're dealing
Decades.
with, yeah, it's and that's what's nice about Willimantic. It's kind of like a little island.
Yeah.
I could advertise locally without having to worry about the other stores in Norwich or Manchester getting any bleed over. If I ran a promotion or did something, it was here. And that, that's makes the whole town a little tighter, I think. And
It's like a Hallmark channel. I like to compare. The island is a perfect way to describe
not
it
a
too.
Hallmark
He's not a
guy, I'm
Hallmark.
sorry.
He's
I'm not
not
really
Hallmark,
either,
yeah.
but it's very unique. This community.
it goes on in our house, but I'm not.
Sorry.
What do you guys watch? Now you have
So,
Yeah,
so,
Deb, tell us what was-
going back though, like the nostalgia thing is the walk-up store.
Yeah.
talk a little about that.
It's phenomenal. Like when we first open, it starts off slowly, then our line just grows and grows, and people they'll just have conversation. They have conversation in the parking lot. They have
Yes.
conversation in line. They'll sit on the back of their tailgate of their truck. They'll pull out their beach chairs. We were seeing people last year sitting in beach chairs. It was phenomenal. It's just
Yeah.
so. If we actually ever did put a drive-through in, we would lose that. It should stay the way it stays. It's just a phenomenal
point. Great point.
Oh,
That's
it's-
a blessing in disguise that,
Oh,
that
absolutely.
drive-through never happened because,
Yes.
and that's the way you guys always wanted the lines formed. I always wondered because I can picture it now. They're on both sides, kind of diagonally. That's how the line was. And sometimes you'd stand there going, "Oh, who's next? Oh, you're next." You don't know who was in line sometimes,
Right.
but. As Deb just said, that's what generated all the
Yeah,
conversations.
people talk in line, meet
God.
people in line,
Yeah,
sit on
people
the
they
benches
haven't
and
seen
talk.
for a while, and
It's
they're
a
just
great
like,
idea.
"Oh,
You have
hey!"
there's a little community thing going
Yeah.
on there where people interact. Where if you're in your car, you order your stuff, you go home, and
Yeah.
and
I was always wanted to sit in the car, not to be antisocial, but if there's something I want to hear on the radio, like a ball game, well, I'm going to get my Blizzard and just enjoy it in the car. But no, you're right. You
Yeah,
start
no, it's-
people you haven't seen in a while, and it just it's so many memories, so many
Well, it
memories.
makes people slow down a little bit. I mean, we're all in a hurry, but it's been good. There's a lot of pluses that kept me there.
Well, I got to admit, and we're getting ready to close the show. I told you it goes by like that. I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to. I'll give you a warning so you can start thinking about it. To shout out to anybody, both of you, on this incredible journey of running Dairy Queen throughout the years. Anybody you want to thank and just say hello to. But well, go ahead. You want to start us off, Paul?
Well, I just want to wish Harry and his family, the best of luck. I think they'll do very well, and I think the community will be happy with them and what they do. It's the store is kind of like, it's part of me, but they'll do well with it. I really sincerely hope they, take it down the road and make it to whatever they want to, and have success with it.
Deb, anyone you want to say hello to or shout out to or thank?
Our customers, I will miss them.
A lot of great relationships, and
Absolutely. I mean, just
for a second,
you would have, like somebody would pull in. It's like, oh, there's such and such, and then they came for the same item, like a couple times a week, so you knew exactly what they were getting. So you would go, you would make it. They'd come to the window, and we'd have it on the counter already made and ready to go. So the customers, I will really miss them. And there's employees that were phenomenal. None of it would have happened without them.
Absolutely.
Without the customers and our employees, it would not have been.
for a second, and I don't know if I saw you getting a little choked up. But you're
Yes.
getting me a little choked up because these two faces here and these wonderful people have done such a great job. And I'm not kidding. You guys are both legends here. And when I got a little sad when you shook my hand at Charlie the other couple of weeks ago, saying that's it. Now it's 1:30 today. My jaw dropped. I'm in the middle of trying to do a host of trivia night. I'm like, whoa, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And then I came over and talked to you guys afterwards, and I said I got to get you on Hometown Threads. So I really hope you. So is this officially retirement, or is there? I know we got to wrap it up, man. But I don't mean to put you on the spot, but do you guys think there could be something down the road eventually?
Yeah,
you're not old.
No, but we'd like to take the year and kind of enjoy our grandkids and do some traveling that we couldn't do in the springtime. There's certain times of year we could go away, but there's other times of year things are going on and we're kind of stuck here. But no, I'm guessing by next fall, next holiday season, we'll be probably itching to do something, works part-time, full-time, nothing, but not no more 70 hours for me.
Yeah. Because I had a feeling when I talked to both of you a couple weeks ago that I don't think this is the end as far as retirement. I didn't want to use the R word, but okay, you heard it here first. Something could be in the works down the road.
Well,
You never
retired. We're retired from Dairy Queen, which
Retired
is
from Dairy
That's
Queen. I can't believe it. I'm still in shock.
Yeah.
Well, Paul Bratora, Deb Bratora, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is, I just can't believe it. But still, get down there and support your local Dairy Queen.
Yes.
Harry is the new owner. That's his name?
Harry's running the store, and he, like I said, he worked with us all last year. He has a good idea of what's going on and how to do stuff, and he'll take it. I assume soon they'll be deliveries through Grubhub or whoever and stuff like that. I don't want to speak for them.
Evolving into the next.
And that's where Dairy Queen's. That's their push. That was their push last year, and I'm like,
Wow.
I'm the old guy. Leave me alone. I don't want to. But I think there's still opportunities to grow the store, and I think they'll find them and do well.
Thank you both so much.
You're
Not just for
welcome.
being
Thank you.
here, but for all the memories you've brought us here in the community throughout the years. Paul and Deb Bratora, former owners of Dairy Queen. I still have a rough time saying that, and we'll miss them. But again, go support your local Dairy Queen. I got to wrap this up. Thank you to Liberty Bank. Be community kind. Thank you, J. Matt Rupar. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching episode 58 in the books here on WILI and all the other places you can watch it. And in the words of the great Roddy McCumber,
bye for now, folks. Bye for now.
And that concludes another edition of Hometown Threads. Got a story for Keith? Reach out to him on Facebook by searching Keith C. Rice or email him at krice@hallradio.net. Don't forget to tune in next week on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM, as well as the Willimantic Today page on Facebook.